There is one character on Friends who has the healthiest relationship with money, and most people get it wrong. I'm going to tell you which character that is at the end of this video. Friends is supposed to be a show about 6 friends living together in New York who can't seem to get their act together. What it actually is a show about 6 different relationships with money. The first character we're going to discuss is Joey Tribbiani. He is a passive spender. We see this when he is absolutely clueless when it comes to reading, understanding, and paying bills.
Listen, I'm going to be moving out, so you are going to be in charge of paying the rent.
Right. And when does that due?
First of the month.
That's every month?
No, just the months you actually want to live here. Okay, here's the phone bill.
Oh, my God!
That's our phone number.
This does not mean that all passive spenders are clueless with bills and paying them, but it does mean that passive spenders tend to avoid looking at bills. They don't like confronting the number. What makes Joey a passive spender is that he doesn't track his money. When he's broke, he doesn't look. The bills pile up and he just keeps on living the same he's living. But when he has money, he doesn't look either. He goes out and lives lavishly without making sure it's sustainable. Joey is not engaging with money at all throughout the series. This is classic behavior of passive spenders. They like having money, but they don't want it controlling their decisions. They don't want to be restricted and face the reality that they may not be able to afford and do the things they want to do. For the first 2 seasons, we see Joey passively avoiding money, relying on his personal bank, Chandler, to fund his life. But in season 3, Joey comes into money for himself, and he immediately spends it. He moves out of Chandler's apartment, buys his own, furnishes it with all the nice furniture, and has to host lavish parties.
So what do you think? Casa de Joey.
Wow, Joey, this is,
Art.
art it is.
Well, check this out. Is it a coffee table? Is it a panther? There's no need to decide.
He spends into the lifestyle immediately, rather than building a financial cushion with this newfound money. The idea is that everything will work out. It worked out when he didn't have money, and it will work out when he does. It's avoided because looking would mean confronting the reality. Joey is on one end of the spectrum, total unawareness. Ross, on the other hand, is total justification. Ross is the impulsive spender in Friends. He frames his purchases as practical and necessary in the moment, even when they're emotionally driven and not practical at all. The justification for why he should buy it comes after the purchase, not before. If it came before, it would mean potentially missing out on something, and that fear of missing out on an item or a purchase is something impulsive spenders don't like. In a classic midlife crisis scene, even though Ross is only in his mid-30s, he buys a sports car. How in the world is he going to justify that? Let's see how he does.
That was a practical purchase. I needed that car for transportation. Okay, I have a child.
How hot do I look in this, huh?
There it is. It was a practical purchase because he needed it for transportation. Yes, he needed transportation, but it didn't have to be that form of transportation. The impulsive decision was already made, and then after came the justification for why he needed it. Every spending type has a reason that makes perfect sense from the inside. For Monica, the reason is always need. Even though these needs are actually wants, she means it. She needs it emotionally. Monica is an emotional spender. Her spending is driven by the need for identity and validation and caring for those around her. That's who she is. And spending in that way makes her feel good about herself. Even though she technically doesn't need the things she buys, the purchase makes her feel good and feel as if she needs it. We see this play out when Monica buys an expensive pair of boots and Chandler questions her decision.
So what do you think?
New haircut? Necklace? Dress? Boots? Boots!
Now, they're a little more than I usually spend on boots, or rent. Honey, I'm not returning them, okay? I mean, I know they cost a lot, but I'm gonna wear them all the time. You'll see. Besides, I love the compliments. I mean, have you ever had something that was so beautiful that everyone wants it?
I have you.
Nice try. I'm keeping the boots.
She loves the validation she gets from wearing the boots. She loves that everyone is wanting what she has. This isn't selfish or vain, it's just that she finds emotional fulfillment in the items she buys because it fills that emotional void. In another scene, Monica and Chandler decide to buy a house together. A house can be a need.
We found out that we were going to get this baby. Chandler and I started talking, and we decided that we didn't want to raise a kid in the city.
But for Monica, her intention for buying is an emotional spending decision.
But we want a lawn and a swing set.
And a street where our kids can ride their bikes and maybe an ice cream truck can go by.
She wants a house with a huge lawn, a place for a swing set, and a place for future kids to ride bikes. Those wants, disguised as needs for a house, represent the family life identity that Monica craves but doesn't yet have. And for her, it's only one purchase away. So her emotions determine a big real estate decision. And that is what makes Monica an emotional spender. She is looking for her identity, for validation, and respect in external things. Monica's identity is tied to spending. Chandler's identity is tied to not spending. His baseline is frugality. He says no by default and as a result has a healthy savings account balance. Chandler is a necessity spender. He says no to things that are not a need because he has a very clear idea of what's a want and what's a need. But what can happen after saying no, no, no for so long is that a feeling of deprivation creeps in. You get tired of saying no that you say yes in a very big and expensive way. For Chandler, his yes comes in the form of a very expensive entertainment center.
Did you do all this?
I sure did.
Why?
Well, I just thought it would make me feel good to do something nice for my friend.
You're amazing.
No. This is amazing.
A TV that appears as if from nowhere. That's the dream. Man, how did you afford all this stuff?
Well, I'm 29. I mean, who needs a savings account?
If Chandler were only a saver, his actions would be totally out of character. But it's not out of character. It's in character as a necessity spender. But a necessity spender that doesn't allow themselves to say yes amidst the no's. Throughout the series, we see Chandler say no until he can't anymore. Phoebe, on the other hand, says no, and she means it. Phoebe and Chandler are the same spending type. They are necessity spenders, but they present differently. Both say no by default, and both live within their means. The difference is that Chandler eventually breaks because he doesn't allow himself to say yes once in a while, so it overflows until he can't say no anymore. Phoebe never breaks, and when she has to spend, she's already negotiated the price down to what she's willing to pay for it. Phoebe is the first character we're going to discuss that has two spending types, and her spending types often go together in the clients I work with. The necessity spender doesn't like to spend on things that are not a strict need. So if they have to spend money, they're going to do it at a discounted price. We see this when Phoebe tries to get a bargain for Chandler on an expensive ring.
Chandler, I will handle this. How much is it?
$8,600.
We will give you $10.
Phoebe has a very clear idea of who she is and what her relationship is with money. There is no struggle. Rachel, on the other hand, has been struggling the entire series between the saving identity and the spending identity. We're actually introduced to the saving phase of the cycle in the pilot episode of Friends. We see her cutting up her credit cards.
Welcome to the real world. It sucks. You're gonna love it.
We think that this is a moment of discipline, but it's actually a moment of overcorrection. What we didn't see is what likely happened of lots and lots of spending, followed by guilt and determining to never spend again. So she decided to cut up her credit cards, her way of spending freely. This wasn't discipline, it was overcorrection, and it was the saving side of the cycle starting. We see the saving phase hold for a good amount of time as she makes decisions on not spending a lot of money on dinner out with friends. Then we see the spending cycle start when she buys an expensive dress and wants to wear it for Halloween.
I am a woman who spent a lot of money on a dress and she wants to wear it because soon she won't be able to fit into it.
We've identified 6 spending types in 6 characters throughout different episodes of the series. But what would happen if we saw all 6 in the same episode? In a single episode, at one dining table, we see how these 6 spending types or relationships with money interact. Monica is excited for this chance to celebrate with her best friends. She got this amazing promotion at work that shows this value and characteristic that she is a hard worker, and that validates her. It gives her that feeling that she has been looking for.
Here is to my sister, the newly appointed head lunch chef.
Who's also in charge of purchasing?
Phoebe, our necessity and bargain spender, determines that food is a necessity, but not lavish food. So she orders accordingly.
I'm gonna have a cup of the cucumber soup and, take care.
Rachel, being in her saving phase, orders something cheap as well. But you can tell that her decision is not as confident as Phoebe's.
Okay, I will have the side salad.
And what would that be on the side of?
I don't know.
She's feeling that battle of wanting to spend, but is determined to save a little longer. Joey, the passive spender, orders pizza, but he doesn't look at the price.
And for the gentleman?
Yeah, I'll have the Thai chicken pizza.
He doesn't want to miss out and determines that he wants pizza and he's going to enjoy it. And Chandler, being true to character, sticks to his necessity spending ways. He is frugal and only eats out occasionally.
I will have the Cajun catfish.
Anything else?
Yes, how about a verse of Killing Me Softly?
Ross, the impulsive spender, impulsively decides that everyone is going to chip in to pay for Monica's part of the bill, because it's her celebration.
No way. Sorry, not gonna happen.
We don't have as much money as you.
Well, I guess I just never think of money as an issue.
That's because you haven't.
Friends is not a series about friendship. It's a show about 6 relationships with money. But which relationship is the healthiest? Phoebe is the one that has the healthiest relationship, but it's not because she is frugal by nature. She just happens to have a healthy relationship and be a necessity spender. The truth is, you can have a healthy relationship with money being any or multiple spending types. Having a healthy relationship with money means having a clear idea of what you value. And that's what Phoebe has. She has a very clear idea of what she values: frugality, financial stability, and if she has to spend money, she's going to limit how much she spends. She knows what she needs and she's aware of what she has, and she's disciplined to make sure that her decisions align with her values. Not in a white knuckle kind of way, but because she truly values those things first. There's no internal fight. There's no feelings of guilt because her spending aligns with what she values. The key to achieving that healthy relationship with your spending type is identifying what it is. You can do that with my free quiz in the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.